This morning, we've been talking about the life and legacy of Pope Francis. And by the way, for some, he'll be remembered for the progress he made toward making LGBTQ people feel more welcomed by the Catholic Church. For a traditionally conservative institution, even small changes can seem like big leaps forward. Back in 2013, the same year he became Pope, he famously said, "Who am I to judge?" when talking about gay priests. Then, a decade later in 2023, he denounced laws targeting gay people and said, quote, "Being homosexual is not a crime." He formally approved the blessing of same-sex couples. And this past January, he approved guidelines that allow gay men to enter priesthood. Despite these moves, some critics say he didn't do enough. Same-sex marriage remains banned by the church. And in 2024, he called the practice of having a baby via surrogate, which many same-sex couples do, and other couples, quote, "despicable." And he called for a global ban. So the question is, did Pope Francis do enough to keep the church moving forward, or should he have done more to ensure that it can never go back? The president and CEO of the LGBTQ advocacy group, GLAAD, Kate Ellis, is here. She met with the Pope to discuss these very issues twice, once in 2023 and in 2024, and she joins us now. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Incredible that you got two meetings with the Pope. Both went over the allotted time. What was his reception to you and the issues that you raised about the gay community?
He was really open to everything that we talked about. I mean, even accepting the meetings from the onset, knowing that we're an LGBTQ organization and that's the conversation that we want to have. And then in the meetings, he was very warm, very open, listened a lot and took a lot in. After each meeting, he came out in a positive way for the LGBTQ community, whether it was saying that trans people can be baptized and be godparents, or that same-sex marriages should be blessed. He did that after I shared a personal story with him about my family and my wife and I having to leave the Roman Catholic Church because our kids couldn't be baptized. And you could see he was shook by that. He was very upset by it, and he said it shouldn't be that way. So I think he was very progressive in his views, and then you have the machine of the Vatican surrounding him, and trying to capitulate based on that.
The Pope clearly wanted to signal acceptance. He wanted Mass for everyone. He talked all the time about all people being viewed by the church as worthy of Mass and the sacraments. But he had his red lines. In these negotiations with him or conversations with him, did he ever tell you, I want to, but I can't? The law is the law?
So our approach was really to talk to him and bring people who could share their stories with him. So our last visit with him was this past August, and we brought 4 trans folks with us after he had signed a fairly negative document about gender and ideology. And so we brought 4 transgender folks with us who each shared their story. And one of them is a young man who is studying at Yale University to be a priest in the Episcopal Church. And he compared himself to Jesus and being, ostracized by community and being not supported. And the Pope really took that in. We also brought the woman who starred in, what is the reindeer show? Nava, who is from where he is, and also shared her story of being Roman Catholic and trans.
Would you call him an ally?
Absolutely. Yes, and I do think it's a mixed bag, right? Progress is not a straight line. And so I know where you're headed with this, which is he was good on some things, not great on others. And that is part of, I think, moving forward. We're talking about an institution that's centuries years old. He's been there a little over a decade, and said more positive for the LGBTQ community than any other priest on record.
Yeah. One of the big what-ifs of history is if he had been Pope, if Benedict had not been elected and the last 20-something years had been all Francis. But that is a what-if of history. Sarah Kate Ellis, thank you very much. We'll see what the future holds. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.